What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be looking out for the future of this company. I'm also going to be breaking down what's going on with earnings and what my share price prediction is for NIO for tomorrow, and when I see this thing actually seeing a big reversal, what you should be looking out for before we see the big reversal for NIO. When do I think it's going to happen, and what you need to know. I'm also going to break down, the earnings for Amazon and Apple because these were the two big ones that just came out. They are going to be very important for the market. I'm also going to talk about what the news is still saying about NIO that's very important for their production, and what NIO put on their Twitter page that still makes me very bullish for the long term. Now, before I break any of this down, before I get into any more details, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money, whether it's $1 or $100, it's up to you. You are guaranteed 5 free stocks each worth up to $2,000. Once again, that's free money, and you could always sell these 5 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free. This is a limited time offer that ends in 2 weeks, so please check it out to get your free NIO shares. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So, looking at NIO, we do see a bit of a downward trend. I mean, the market was a little bit better today. NIO did close a little bit in the green, but there are some important things we have to look out for tomorrow. So right now we have some big things coming out. Amazon, which is a tech giant, is worth about $1.4 trillion, I believe almost 1.5 trillion. It's a huge company, and they actually missed on earnings, and this could affect the market negatively, at least to some degree. If you go down right here, they are going to take a hit. $7.38 per share were reported for their earnings per share compared to their $8.36 cent expectation. So they missed on earnings per share. They did beat revenue just barely at 116.44 billion, but besides that, it was a miss on earnings, and this is going to negatively affect them and perhaps the market to some degree, but the market's not going to crash. Remember that, because right here, we had another giant. That's Apple, which is worth over 2.67 trillion at the time I'm recording this. It's almost twice the size of Amazon. And Apple just posted a giant beat. They killed it when it came to earnings, and this could have a positive effect on the market. They had a 9% revenue pop and also a $90 billion buyback. So that's incredible news. If I actually go down right here, we can see that when it comes to earnings per share, $1.52 was reported for their earnings per share compared to the $1.43 estimation. So they beat earnings per share. They beat revenue at 97.28 billion compared to just under 94 billion being the expectation. So they beat revenue, they beat earnings per share. iPhone revenue was up 5.5%, services revenue 17% up, other product revenue up 12%, Mac revenue, iPad, everything is just up, up, up. Gross margin up 43.7%. I mean, they just killed it. They did very, very well. So I'm very proud of Apple for this, and this could have some relief on the market for tomorrow. Once again, it doesn't guarantee it's going to be perfect because of what happened to Amazon as well, and also the current situation with the Fed. The FOMC meeting is coming out very soon, and this is the last Friday before it. So to talk about what's going on, right now, NIO is currently on this downward trend. I can actually draw it out like this. Let me actually pull up a trend line. You guys can see we've been respecting this downward trend. We've been just dropping and dropping and dropping kind of like this. And as we're dropping for all of these days, one of the other things that you're going to notice is the fact that we ended up closing towards the upper side of this downward trend. So what's very key about this trend we're in is when you zoom out and you look right here, I pinpointed where the gap is. We have one gap right here at 1575 and another gap fill at 1496, right? It's a little bit hard to see. The two white lines are right here where my cursor is, and this is where these gaps are, right? There's one that's like right here, another one that's down here. So when looking at this, it is evident that NIO is eventually going to crash to the $15 range relatively soon. Does that mean it's going to happen tomorrow? Tomorrow could be the day we start to drop in that direction because we are respecting this downward trend still. I mean, if you actually look at the way we're bouncing, we went back and forth and back. Let me actually pull it up like this. You guys can clearly see this, right? Maybe it's not perfect, but the line I drew is not perfect, but it's pretty close. So what do I think is going to happen? Let me actually move the chart like this and zoom in. For tomorrow, this is a very key zone that we are in. We don't look like we're going to push past $17 too hard. And I'm kind of expecting a bit of a pullback because we have the gap fill right here. See this white line right here? I know it's a little bit hard to see with all the lines all over the place. I drew out where that gap fill is. So right here, the first gap fill, we dropped to $15.91. We were just about 14 cents away from the gap fill. I mean, actually, it's 16 cents. We're 16 cents away from filling that gap. So it does look like we're headed in that direction. So for tomorrow, I think NIO is going to actually end up dropping. We might get a slight push in the beginning, but we're going to get pushed down. And I do expect us to fill that gap at 15.75. We could actually go a little bit lower to that 15.5 range, get a bounce off that. And we might actually close a little bit in the red, maybe around that mid $16 level. I would not be surprised if we saw something like that. Now, what does this mean for the next few days? Well, going into next week, we have the FOMC meeting. The big meeting is coming, and there's going to be a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So I would not be surprised if NIO kept pushing down, and it is possible for NIO to fill the second gap down at 14.96. I know it's hard for you guys to hear that, but it is the uncomfortable truth, and this is what this trend line is showing. NIO may have a bit of a drop for just the next few days before we see a reversal. So when are we going to see the reversal? It depends on the market. One possibility is once we get the FOMC meeting around the 4th of May, once we find out about the 50 basis point rate hike or something like that, once the market has certainty, it is possible that NIO starts pushing after that and we start running back to the $17, $18 range and we start pumping right back up to a much better level. So be on the lookout for that. For now, I see this downward trend continuing, and I would not be surprised if we saw NIO fall down to that mid $15 level tomorrow and then get a bounce and end up closing in the mid $16 level or a little bit in the red. Now, despite the red I am foreseeing for NIO for tomorrow, I'm still incredibly bullish. NIO has celebrated the production of their 200,000th electric car. The milestone was achieved in less than 4 years. They are killing it. They're doing very well. I'm super, super, super impressed with what the company's doing because you could see the first half took them years to achieve the first 100,000. The next 100,000 took them, what is that? Much, much, much shorter amounts of time. I think they're accelerating their production and they're doing very, very well. So I'm super impressed with what they're doing. The second 100,000, I think it took like 1 year. I think, yeah, 1 year. That's what I was trying to say. 1 year to produce the second 100,000. The first 100,000 took like 3 or so years. So it just goes to show they're getting faster, they're getting better. They keep on killing it no matter what people try to say. Right here, the NIO hashtag ET5 goes beyond technological and aesthetic boundaries with its rich color palette, innovative materials, and sporty silhouettes. Right here, beautiful car. It's affordable. It's going to kill it in China. And I think this is going to be a game changer when they start production in the next upcoming months. So very, very bullish, super bullish for the long term. Okay, I know for the short term, the market's not in a good condition. The whole market is dropping, not just NIO. So don't just attack the company. Be patient. And also remember, you have opportunities to trade this thing. You could buy puts when this thing starts dropping. You could trade covered calls if you want. It's up to you. I'm not giving financial advice. There's always an opportunity to make money. For the short term, I am a little bit bearish for tomorrow. I may be a little bit bearish for the first half of next week, but I do think this thing is still set for a big reversal in the next within a week or two from now. And I also believe that for the long term, I'm still incredibly bullish. I haven't lost faith, and you just have to be patient. With that out of the way, I want to thank you all for listening. Please have a fantastic rest of the day. Stay strong, NIO to the moon, and peace out.